I want to talk to you about your most latest undercover investigation. Is O'Keefe Media Group reveals Fetterman wants to overturn the Second Amendment, handpicks journalists to write positive stories. Now, that first part, I think, is going to, make Fetterman look good to the people who vote for him, right? So that's not a. But let's watch the other part. This is you got some most recent undercover. This is a person who works for John Fetterman, and let's just watch a little bit of it.
Like, my job is to be the in between him and the rest of the staff. I have an iPad I carry around, which live transcribes everything everyone's saying. But sometimes it misses stuff, or it'll just cut out based on self-service and shit. My job is to hold the iPad there, so he can pick up on everything they're saying. So I have to strong arm these journalists, and that's not my job, but there's so many reporters, and the reporters we shouldn't just be telling them to off. If they're reporters we like, it's good to have a good relationship with them. We have our press operation is a work of art. The way that reporters, we can tell them to go themselves, and they can't do anything because they need us more than we need them, because everybody wants a story about John Fetterman, and we only give it to certain people. And we pick reporters who will paint on who we know will paint the narrative the way we want. So it's when John checks himself in for depression, we tell one reporter in particular, because they will hit the facts that we want them to. But it's
So that's when we did Force the Vote, and AOC didn't come on our show or somebody else's show to talk about Force the Vote. She went to The Intercept, where she knew she would get a friendly interview and they would never bring up anything and they would couch everything. And that's why she does interviews with Ryan Grimm, and they never make news. None of those interviews ever make any news, because they're lapdogs to power, because they're getting access. That's called access journalism. Right. And now Ryan Grimm works with Breaking Point. So let's watch a little bit more of this.
Reporters who we know will give us a good treatment. They're desperate for an interview with John. I mean, it doesn't mean they're bad reporters, but if you want to access journalism is?
No.
It's reporters who will basically tell whatever story their subject wants, as long as they get the interview. There's certain Trump journalists who are accused of that, because everybody wants an interview with the guy.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, when you're so exclusive with who you give interviews to, it's the ones you pick will just say exactly what they want them to,
So that's why you pick the journalists that you pick, because they'll say whatever you want them to.
Yeah, pretty much. They won't paint it in a bad light,
Yes. Yeah. That's why we pick the journalists we pick, because they're going to say whatever we want. James O'Keefe, that's great video. Again, I think it's something we all knew, but WikiLeaks revealed certain things like this, right? And that's why they hate WikiLeaks and Julian Assange. And now you'll be hated even more because you did this.
There's sort of we hold a mirror up to people, and they don't like what they see. Most of the comments on this video were that, well, we already know this, but those are people sort of in the hinterlands, flyover country know it. But the people in these Washington, D.C., there's a process, there's an artifice that is throughout our politics, and it needs to be exposed for the rot and the cancer that it is. And you're right, it's access journalism. I think there's always been a tension in journalism between access, as you call it, and totally adversarial. It's somewhere in between. You can't just be the puppet. And frankly, that's what these reporters are, the New York Times national security team. You know who you are: Adam Goldman, Mark Mazzetti, Mike Schmidt. I mean, you're being puppeted by the government, not vice versa. You might think you're in power, but it's the administrative state, it's the deep state, it's the government agencies, the politicians that are using you. And this is what this guy is saying, that they are my puppet because they need us. And it's true. It's true. Those reporters need access to Fetterman, and that's broken. That's why I do undercover work, because I don't need I can build a rapport with a subject without kissing their ass. I can do it honestly, and you could see for yourself the behavior. And I think we need undercover work. I think we need undercover journalism. It fell out of fashion 40 years ago, but this is why we need it.
So you have another clip. You mind if I play another clip? Here's where he says that he talks about the Second Amendment. Come on.
Gun control.
Like red flag laws? Hell yeah.
Flags, banning automatic rifles, like all that. Like,
I love that.
he owns like a lot of guns.
Does he own the guns that he's trying to ban?
No.
So he just said that John Fetterman owns a lot of guns, but he's for banning guns, even though he owns a lot of them. And she's like, well, is he for banning any of the ones he owns? And he says, no. Okay.
Not like a shotgun. Like I'm sure.
Yeah. So what exactly will he try to ban?
Assault weapons ban. Like he'd be okay with like overturning the Second Amendment probably. Like I think he would much rather prefer like nobody have guns at all.
So he would be for like completely just removing the Second Amendment thing.
Right?
So,
Oh God, no.
Very specific way.
So there he is. We bring back in James O'Keefe. There he is, just saying, "I'd like to overturn." So that would seem radical to a lot of people. I don't know how much that'll hurt him politically, but
Right.
that was a good undercover video. I just can't believe there aren't, like, the only undercover video you see anymore has to come from you. Why is no one else doing frickin' undercover video? Geraldo used to do it.
If you point a camera in any direction, it will show things contrary to how they're shown on television.
Yeah.
So there's no reason to do it. If I just aim my camera at a guy in a restaurant, unbeknownst to him, it just shatters all the narratives. And that's why it makes my job easier, but also it makes me more of a target. That's why I think it's so important to decentralize it, because they can take me down. I mean, look at everyone that's come before they take down. And Ed Snowden wasn't really a journalist. He was more a source. And Julian Assange is not an American citizen. But I'm an American citizen. I've been raided by the FBI, sued dozens of times, targeted, death threats, removed from the organization that I founded. That was remarkable. Days after the Pfizer story.
So as soon as you started doing really good work, they try to get rid of you. That's how it goes. That's how it goes.
Yeah, and it could be an institutional pathology as much as it is sort of a bribe. Just the nature of being effective at what you do and being excellent at what you do and achieving something in this country, especially when it comes to exposing what needs to be exposed. Yeah, you're a target, and you have to surround yourself with really. Another thing I've learned is it's you have to surround yourself with really strong people, good people, but strong people, because they'll try to come after the people that are closest to you. So I think the solution moving forward looking, is I have this organization, OMG, O'Keefe Media Group. It's funny, OMG, it'll be tough to censor that because people say that all the time. OMG, and it's decentralizing in the sense that we have 1,000+ citizen journalists that have signed up, that we send cameras to. We sort of dispatch them to different things, and they're not all on my payroll. So the idea is to kind of open source my knowledge and train people to do this.
Wow. Okay. I mean, nobody, of course, a corporate news journalist, a big Pfizer-funded news journalist, isn't going to do the expose you did to blow the roof off of COVID. No, it's like no one did any reporting
because this could be them. That's why they don't like this. This could be me trying to get laid with lies.
Right?
What's the guys? I'm just trying to get laid by lying about COVID.
I think most people are very dishonest. Let's be real. Most people are phony, so they fear a thing where they fear a world where they could be exposed. And I actually just learned this most recently. I wonder why isn't one of the first lines of my book is, why isn't everyone looks at me with wonder and bewilderment, and I look at them with wonder and bewilderment. Why aren't you doing what I'm doing? I don't understand it. But most people have something to hide, and most people are doing some shady stuff and have a lot of skeletons in their closet, and they don't want those things exposed. So it's a psychological thing. But I don't go take people. I don't put cameras in people's bedrooms. I don't record the private things. It's about power. So that I think we need to be doing more of it. I think you'll see more of it now.
Well,
these days. Now that I'm untethered,
I can't wait to hear John Fetterman's eloquent case for revoking the Second Amendment.
Well, James O'Keefe, the author of I hope you come back out. We can talk about your book. There's lots more to talk about too. It's just amazing to me that I was introduced to you because I used to do segments on you, ripping you, right, for the Acorn thing, and then the Shirley Sherrod thing.
If you stack his record up, it's better than all of the news.
But lately, again, it's just no one did an expose on COVID. No one, you did it, right? And so I'm grateful for that, and and then this Undercover confirming every horrible thing we thought about. So I hope you keep doing more Undercover stuff, and please keep us appraised of what's happening with the New York Times situation. And I hope you can come back on and we can talk a little bit longer, more in depth about your book, American Muckraker. Okay, thanks again, James.
Thanks everyone, and follow O'Keefe Media Group, O'Keefe Media on Twitter, and stay tuned.
Hey, everybody, check out my new stand-up special, COVID Lies Are Funny, only $10. And come see us live in Syracuse, Cohoes, New York, Hartford, Los Angeles, Bakersfield, Baltimore, San Francisco, Huntington Beach, and more. Pottstown, even. Go to jimmydore.com for a list of all of our things, and see you there.